screen. So, please inform me if hindi nakikita or medyo lag yung sa voice. Okay? So, nandyan na ba? Jovelyn-san? How about Sophie-san? Are you there?
Yes.
Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. So, konbanwa, Jovelyn-san and Sophie-san. And konbanwa is good evening. And last time we studied o genki desu ka or genki ni shite imasu ka. Now I will use o genki desu ka, the more formal one. And if you are fine, hi, genki desu. If not, is genki janai desu. Hi, may I ask Sophie-san, o genki desu ka?
What?
O genki desu ka?
O genki desu.
Hi, genki desu. We not put o plus the genki to make the question formal. But if you answering that question, you will say, hi, genki desu. In order for you to lower yourself. So, in Japanese kasi, meron silang tinatawag na honorific questions or honorific language. So, o plus the genki, o genki desu ka, for you to make your listener na mas mataas sa'yo. And if you are asking na mas mataas sa'yo. And if you are the one who will respond, you will respond as, Hi, genki desu. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. How about Jovelyn-san? O genki desu ka? Hi, genki desu. Arigatou gozaimasu. And now we are on our lesson 3. So in lesson 3, we will discuss 8 topics. But I think kalahati lang because medyo mahaba ang lesson 3. And in lesson 3, we already have the verb. So verb is an action word. So dito, meron tayong verb conjugation, verb types and present tense, particles. So, particles is isa siya sa very important and napakahirap na topic in Nihongo. And we have the time reference. 5 is masend ka. 6 is the word order of a sentence with verbs and particles. 7, frequency adverbs. And number 8 is the topic plus the wa particle. So, sa lesson 3, medyo marami ng sumuko kasi hindi na nila nakayanan ang verb. So, please, don't worry. Of course, at first, mahirap. Pero, I think kayang-kaya nyo naman ito. So, let's move on to the dialogue. And dialogue is kaiwa. And sabi ko last time, in lesson 3, wala na tayong romaji. But for consideration, I know mahirap mag-memorize ng hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Naglagay muna ako ng romaji sa taas para mabasa natin, right? So, in every lesson, we will have a reading practice for you to enable to practice your reading skills because mahirap naman nagbabayad kayo at the end of the lesson, hindi tayo natutong magbasa, right? So, for you then to enable to understand Nihongo, to enable to write, to read, and para sulit din ang bayad, right? And we have now making a date. So, deito no yakusoku. So, we have deito written in katakana. Deito. Deito no yakusoku. Yakusoku is promise. So, making a promise date. Yakusoku. And we have kaiwa, dialogue. This is the kanji, yung nasa taas. And of course, the hiragana. And ito ang romaji, kaiwa. Kaiwa. Hi. So, Mary and Takeshi are talking. Mary-san, shumatsu wa taitei nani o shimasu ka? So, shumatsu is weekend. So, dito, si subject na si Mary-san, nilagyan niya lang ng quit doon para matawag niya Mary-san. And he emphasized na shumatsu, what do you usually do on weekend? Taitei, nani o shimasu ka? Because taitei is usually and nani is what? And we have now the particle o plus the verb shimasu. Shumatsu wa taitei nani o shimasu ka? So, what do you usually do on weekend? So, taitei is a frequency adverb. And nani is what? And we have now the wo particle that we will study in this lesson. And we have the verb shimasu. And of course, the question sentence ka. What do you usually do on weekend? So desu ne. So desu ne is let me see or let's see. Taitei. So, she added the taitei, yung kaninang nandun sa taas. Uchi de benkyou shimasu. So, we have the place uchi, and we have the particle for place, uchi de, and we have the verb to study, benkyou shimasu. So, usually, I study at home. Demo, and now we have the but, tokidoki, eiga o mimasu. Tokidoki is also a frequency adverb, and eiga is a movie. And we have now the verb for to watch, to see, or to look. So, tokidoki, eiga o mimasu. But sometimes, I see movies. And this is wo, but written as wo, but pronounced as o. When wo is used on particles, written by wo in hiragana, but pronounced as o. Ito siya. O, this is wo, written in hiragana, but pronounced as o. And so desu ka. So desu ka is I see, ja, then. We have the ja. So desu ka? Ja. Doyobi ni eiga wo mimasen ka? So doyobi, we have already the time. And we have the particles for time. Eiga is movie. Doyobi ni eiga wo mimasen ka? So, would you like to see a movie on Saturday? Because now we have the verb plus the masen ka is making an invitation. And Mary responds, Doyobi wa chotto. So we have the subject, Doyobi, Saturday, and we have the particle wa, and chotto means it's a little convenient. So if the schedule is a little convenient for you, you will respond as chotto. Para naman hindi masyadong harsh na sabihin na hindi ka pwede. So in Japanese, chotto, a little bit convenience. It's already understood that hindi ka pwede on that day. So we have ja. Nichiyobi wa do desu ka? Then, we have Nichiyobi, Sunday wa do desu ka? Do desu ka is how about? So, how about on Sunday? Ja, Nichiyobi wa do desu ka? And Mary responds, ii desu ne. So, we have the i adjective and ii desu ne, that is fine. Or simply as ii desu, that is fine. Okay? So, let's try to read this one. So, namali lang ako ng romagic. So, desu ka? So, desu ne is I see or let's see. Sorry, so desu ne, let's see. But so desu ka is I see. So, wag malilito doon sa so desu ne and so desu ka. Because in Japanese conversation, lagi silang so desu ka, I see, and so desu ne, let me see. So, so desu ne, let me see, and so desu ka is I see. So, let's try to read. Takeshi is Jovalyn-san, while Mary is Sophie-san. Okay? So, hi, dozo. You may.
そうですね。うちで勉強します。でも、時々以外は見ます。
そうですか。じゃあ、はい、どうぞ。大丈夫？
じゃあ、日曜日はどうですか？
はい。So, 土曜日はちょっと、and じゃあ、日曜日は written by は but pronounced as はどうですか and いいですね。So, this is 大抵。メリーさん、週末は大抵何をしますか？大抵うちで勉強します。はい。Next, we have the on Sunday morning. Sunday is 日曜日 at Mary host family. So, おはようございます。おはようございます is good morning, right? And Okasan will respond Ohayo only because Okasan is mas matanda siya kay Mary-san. So, Ohayo, hayay desu ne. And we have e adjective, hayai, because in Japanese we have e adjectives and na adjectives. And now we encountered the e adjective. Hayai desu ne. So you are early, aren't you? Because des plus ne is you want a confirmation from the listener or kung sinong kausap mo, right? In lesson 2, we studied the ne and the yo. Des ne and des yo. And we have number 3, 今日は京都に行きます. So we have now the particle ni and the verb ikimasu. Today, I will go to Kyoto. And Kyo is today. 今日は京都に行きます. Yes. is yes. Today, I'm going to Kyoto. Kyoto de. So we have the Kyoto and we have the particle for place de. Eiga wo mimasu. We have the direct object eiga. Eiga is movie. And we have the verb mimasu. Kaya de ang gamit niya sa place. So, I will see a movie in Kyoto, but dito, Kyoto ni ikimasu. She used the particle ni on the place because we have a goal of movement, ikimasu, for the destination. If you use destination plus pupunta ka doon, you will use the particle ni. So, today, I will go to Kyoto and I will see a movie in Kyoto. I desu ne. Again, we have the I desu ne. Sounds good because I is good and I desu ne sounds good, right? Nanji goro kaerimasu ka? We have the nanji. Nan is what? While the ji is the time. So, this is the kanji of nanji. And goro is about at about what time? So, nanji goro kaerimasu ka? Around what time will you come back? And we have kuji goro desu. Kuji goro desu. Kuji goro is at about 9 o'clock because ku is 9 plus the ji is time and goro is at about. Kuji goro desu at about 9 o'clock. If I ask you, nanji goro nemasu ka? What time do you sleep? I will say, hachiji goro desu at about 8 o'clock. So, wait lang ha. Replyan ko lang si Dayan. Saan? Yung isang... Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. And okasan, number 6, bangohan wa. Bangohan is dinner. So, will you eat dinner or how about dinner? So, how about is do desu ka? Pero, in-specify niya na lang ang banggohan and she used the wa particle. So, banggohan wa with the high intonation pitch. So, do desu ka? How about dinner? Or simply as, banggohan wa? And tabemasen. We have now the negative present form of the verb. Tabemasen. I will not eat. So, mamaya, dinner, hindi ka kakain. Tabemasen. And we have so desu ka. Again, so desu ka is I see. And so desu ne is let me see. Ja. Ja is then or well. Itterashai. Have a nice day or please go and come back. And Mary responds, Ittekimasu. I'll go and come back. Or simply as goodbye. Ittekimasu and itterashai. So, let's try to read. Hi, sumimasen. Let's try to read this kaiwa. Hi, Dayan-san, konbanwa. We are now on the second kaiwa. So, thank you for joining. So, let me read again for you this second kaiwa. Kaiwa is dialogue or conversation. Hi. So, Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu is good morning. Ohayo. Hayai desu ne. Good morning. You are early, aren't you? Kyou wa Kyoto ni ikimasu? Yes, I'm going to Kyoto today. Kyoto de eiga wo mimasu? I will see a movie in Kyoto. Ii desu ne. Ii desu ne is it sounds good. Nanji goro kaerimasu ka? At about what time will you go home? Kuji goro desu. At about or at around 9 o'clock. Ku and Q is 9 o'clock. Bangohan wa? How about dinner? Or bangohan wa do desu ka? Tabemasen. Tabemasen is I will not eat. So desu ka? Ja, itterashai. I see. Well, have a nice day. Or, please go and come back. And ittekimasu. I'll go and come back. And goodbye. So, let's try to read this. Dayan-san, daijoubu? You are Mary and I am Okasan. Hi, dozo.
おはようございます。
Ohayo, hayai desu ne.
今日は、what?
はい、今
えー
日は、
今日は京都に行きます。京都で映画を見ます。
はい。So, いいですね。何時頃帰りますか？
5時頃です。
晩ご飯は？
食べません。
そうですか。じゃあ、いってらっしゃい。
行ってきます。
はい、いってきます。So, dito sa lesson na to, ipapublish natin ang mga particle na wa, written by ha, but pronounced as wa. And the particle o, written by wo, but pronounced by o. And it's already 6:24. Let's have a CR break for 5 minutes. Mag-start again tayo ng 6:30. Hi, Toso. CR muna. Arigatou gozaimasu. Zoo is water. Kasi wala pa siya in lesson 3. And hot is atsui. If the weather is hot, you will say, Atsui desu. Right? Today is very hot. So, totemo atsui. Totemo atsui. Very hot. And if cold, samui desu. So, atsui and samui are e-adjectives. But now, wala pa tayong masyadong e-adjective or I-adjective. And, pag umuulan, it's raining, ame ga furimasu. Ame ga furimasu. Okay, let's start. Nandiyan na ba, Jobelin-san? Hi. How about Sophie-san?
I'm here.
Yes, arigato gozaimasu. How about Dayan-san?
I'm here po.
Hi. So, let's start. So, ame ga furimasu. It's raining ang ibig sabihin in English. Ame ga furimasu. And if hot or very hot, totemo atsui desu. Because totemo is very and atsui is hot. And of course, the des at the end of a Japanese sentence. And we have the samui des. It's cold if malamig. Okay? So, samui, sa weather lang siya ginagamit. Iba pa yung sa water na cold or sa mga pagkain na malalamig. And now, let's start in vocabulary. So, dito, hindi ko na siya nalagyan ng romaji because sa binigay kong book sa inyo, wala talaga siyang romaji. So, in lesson 3, matututo talaga tayong magbasa kahit mabagal, of course. Hindi naman agad-agad mabilis. So, share ko lang din nung first time ko nag-aral ng Japanese. So, meron akong copy na naka-printed and pag binabasa ng Japanese teacher ko, nilalagyan ko ng romaji because I studied at Makati and Japanese talaga yung naturo. Wala talagang romaji na nakalagay. So, nakakatulong yon para matuto kayong magbasa. I hope pagkatapos ng lesson 12, natuto tayong magbasa. Even lagi lang tayo 2 hours per week. So, okay? Because it's very important na matuto kayong magbasa in Nihongo. And hindi lang kasi ginagawa natin to dahil gusto natin. One of the reasons din is maganda ang future nyo pag naging bilingual tayo, di ba? Pag marami tayong alam na language. So, next we have the entertainment and sports, eiga. This is the hiragana and now we will encounter kanji. Yung nasa gitna na yan, iyan ang kanji. But in lesson 3, I think medyo simple pa ang kanji. Of course, pahirap ng pahirap pag dumating na tayo sa lesson 4 and so on. So don't worry, in that kanji, may stroke how to write or how to draw that kanji. And we have now eiga. Eiga is movie. This is the kanji of eiga. Ongaku. Ongaku is music. Zashi, magazine. We have sports written in katakana but read as supotsu. Supotsu, not sports. Because when you are already in Japan and sinabi nung sports, baka hindi nila maintindihan. Pag matanda ng Japanese ang kausap mo. Of course, pag medyo bata pa, they will understand. Not the calendar, yung talagang romantic na date. Date with girlfriend and boyfriend. And we have the tennisu. Tennisu. Teribi is TV. We have food and drinks written in katakana, of course. Ice cream is ice cream. Ice cream. We have asagohan, breakfast. Osake is alcohol or sake. We have ocha. Ocha is green tea. And coffee. Bangohan, dinner. Hamburger is hamburger. We have hirugohan, lunch, and we have mizu. Meron na pala tayong water in this lesson. So, mizu desu, it's water. And we have now the breakfast, dinner, and lunch. So, don't forget that 3 important now. So, sometimes sumalabas yan sa exam. If you want to take an JLPT exam, Japanese Language Proficiency. And sometimes, sa mga anime, right, asagohan o tabemasu, I will eat breakfast. Asagohan, breakfast. Dinner is bangohan. And we have lunch as hirugohan. And we have now places, iye. Iye is home. Uchi is also home. Iye and uchi. So, parehas lang sila. So, kahit anong gamitin mo sa dalawa, iye or uchi. And we have now the school, gakko. So, may maliit siya na small su, and you will say gakko, not gaksuko, but gakko. And we have now the time. Time is asa, morning. Ashita, tomorrow. Itsu is now for when. WH question when. So, itsu desu ka? Of course, if you have WH question, you will use the question sentence. Desu ka? And we have the kyo. Kyo is today. And we have goro, at about. Yung kanina, kuji goro. So, plus time plus the goro is at about that time. Okay? And we have konban, tonight. Konban. Shumatsu, weekend. And we have now the doyobi, Saturday. Doyobi. And we have Nitsuyobi. Nitsuyobi is Sunday. And the kanji is yung nasa gitna. We have the mainichi, every day. Maiban is every night. We have now the U verb. So, in Japanese, nahati sila sa tatlo. We have the U verbs, rule verbs, and irregular verbs. So, if you have a pencil and a notebook sa tabi nyo, you can write notes. So, iku is to go. Destination, iku, to go. And the kanji is yung nasa gitna. And we have the kairu, to go back or to return to destination. For example, you will go home. So, we use the home uchi. Uchi ni kairu. I will go home. For example, you are at Japan already and you will go home to the Philippines, you will say, Philippine ni kairu. Or simply as kairimasu. I will go home. And we have to listen, to hear, kiku. So, kanina, may ongaku tayo, music, listening to music. Ongaku wo kiku. And we have now the to drink, nomu. Nomu. And to speak or to talk is hanasu. Hanasu. And to read is yomu. Hanasu, to speak. To read is yomu. Hi. And these are U verbs. Kaya siya sinabing U verbs, nag-e-ended siya sa U. Okay? But this one, kairu, ended with ru. This is a special one. Kairu is to go home. So don't forget the special verb kairu. And we have now to get up, okiru, gumising, right? Okiru. And we have to eat, taberu. Taberu. And to sleep, our favorite, right? Joke. And we have neru, jodan. Joke in Japanese, jodan desu. Joke is jodan desu yo. You want to assure that it's a joke, right? So, we usually hear it sa mga Japanese drama or sa mga anime. Jodan desu yo. So, jodan is a joke. We have miru, to see or to look, miru. And we have kuru, to come, kuru. And we have suru, to do, suru. And now we have to study. Benkyo suru. So, yung kanina, right? Sabi ni Mary, I usually study at home. Benkyo suru. Okay? Benkyo suru. And these are the verbs in Japanese. So, onti pa lang yan. So, in lesson 4, we will also encounter verbs. And now, verbs in present tense pa lang. But in lesson 4, verbs in past tense. And now, we have e-adjectives also. E-adjectives, e is good or ides. It sounds good, right? So, e plus the des, of course. And we have the hayay. Hayay is early or fast. So, hayay, ginagamit din siya pag mabilis. Hayay. Hayay desu ne, it's early, or hayay desu ne, it's fast. And we have the amari, adverb. Amari, not much. Zen, not at all, hindi talaga. And we have the usually, taitei, taitei. And a little, chotto. So, chotto mate kudasai. Please wait a little, right? Sa lesson 2, na-discuss natin. Chotto mate kudasai. Please wait. Or chotto is a little convenient. If you want na hindi ka pwede, sabihin mo, you will say chotto. And the Japanese, I already understand na it's a little convenient for you. Kasi pag direct mong sinabing hindi ka pwede, medyo harsh yon para sa kanila. And tokidoki is sometimes. Tokidoki, sometimes. And we have the yoku, often or much. Often or much. Yoku. And we have the so desu ne. So desu ne, it's let me see, or that's right. And so desu ka is I see, right? So don't forget the so desu ne and so desu ka. And now we have the but, demo. Or we have how about or how is, do desu ka. So don't forget the do desu ka too. How about and how is do desu ka? And rest day is oyasumi. Oyasumi. If you want to ask if how is the rest day, oyasumi wa. Oyasumi will become our X. And do desu ka? How is your rest day? Do desu ka? Okay. Hi, we are done now on the tango. And we already have the bunpo. Bunpo is a Japanese grammar. So, First, we have the verb conjugation. Verb conjugation have three forms. First, we have the dictionary form. So, dictionary form yung kaninang pinag-aralan natin sa tango. Kaya siya sinabing dictionary form ay nasa yu and ru verb form pa siya. Iku, kairu, and okiru, taberu. Lahat ng nasa tango ay considered na dictionary form. Because in present tense affirmative forms, number 2 form, para siya masabi sa present tense affirmative form, kailangan nasa mas form na ang verb. And we have the present tense negative form, kailangan nasa masen na ang verb. Okay? So, in order to have present tense affirmative form and present tense negative form, kailangan ma-identify muna natin if true verb siya or you verb. So, we have example here, taberu. Punta muna tayo sa ru verb. So, in order for you to know if the verb is true verb, lagi siyang ru ang nasa hulihan niya. So, in order to achieve the mas form of the verb, remove the ru. Taberu is to eat. So, remove the ru and add the mas. Tabemas. It will become the mas form of verb. I will eat or I eat. Okay? Because it's present tense affirmative or present tense positive. Taberu, remove the ru and add the mas. Tabemas. Okay? And if present negative, I will not eat or hindi ka kakain, you will say tabe, of course, plus the masen. Because present tense, negative form. Tabe, masen. Okay? I will not eat or di ka kakain. So, we have now, example, neru. We have neru to sleep. So, it's ended by ru, right? So, remove the ru and add the mas. It will become nemas. Ne plus the mas to become present tense affirmative. Nemas. Not nemasu. It silent you. Because pag sinulat mo siya sa hiragana, hindi siya nakikita yung ru, right? So, nemas. Not nemasu. Sorry, hindi nakikita yung you. Kaya, nemas. Silent you. Okay? So, if present tense negative siya, I will not sleep or hindi ka matutulog, ne plus damasen. Nemasen. So, pag ru verbs, tatanggalin lang ang ru, papalitan natin ng nemas and nemasen. Okay? Okiru, to get up. So, we have, again, ru verb because it's ended by ru. So, remove the ru and add the mas. Okimasu. Okay? So, naiwan ang oki. Add the mas. The present tense affirmative. I get up or I will get up. Okimasu. And I will not get up. Di ka babangon. You will use okimasen. Oki plus the masen form, of course. The present tense, negative. And we have now miru. Miru is to watch. So, I will watch or I watch. Remove the ru, of course, and add the mas. It will become mi, mas. I watch or I will watch. And if not, of course, the negative form, mi, plus the masen. So, don't forget, pag ru verb, remove lang ang ru, then add the mas and masen. So, do you have any questions on ru verbs? Before tayo mag-continue sa u verbs? None? So, okay. Let me erase this. So, tandaan, pag ru verbs, remove the ru and add the mas and masen. Okay? So, pag nakahiragana pa siya, isulat nyo in Romaji for you to enable to understand. Kasi, pag nakahiragana, mahirap i-identify kung nag-e-end ba siya sa ru, right? But on later, pag nag-continue na tayo sa lesson, I know, madali nyo nang ma-identify if it's ru verb or u verb, right? Like this, taberu. It's ended by ru. In hiragana, also ru. Remove this ru. And may iwan, of course, yung tabe. Right? So, same as neru. Remove the ru, nemas, and nemasen. We have okiru, remove the ru. Okimas and okimasen. We have miru, remove the ru, of course. We have mimas and mimasen. Okay? And we are now sa u verb. So, we have u verb, iku. Iku is to go. So, in u verbs, i-remove mo naman ang u. But dito, sa hiragana, hindi siya pansin. Right? Iku? Nani? So, you will translate it in Romaji or write it in Romaji. So, remove the u and it will become I. Iki plus the mas. It will become I syllables. So, di ba, ang kekikoku, or kakiku, keko, ang I syllables niya ay yung ki. So, this is ku, right? So, hanapin natin ng I, it will become ki. Ikimas. Kaya siya naging ikimas. But, ang pinakamadali nga, i-translate nyo in Romaji, and of course, remove the U, and replace by I, and add the mas. Ikimas, if you will say, I will go, or I go. But if not, you will say, ikimasen. Iki plus the masen form. Okay? So, we have another example here, dito sa baba. So, nomu, it's ended by mu. So, sinulat ko siya in Romaji, for you to enable to easily understand. So, we have nomu, to drink, uminom. Remove the u, replaced by I. So, we have the nomi. So, nomi plus the mas, nomimas. I will drink or I drink because it's present tense, positive, or affirmative form. If not, I will not drink. So, nomi, of course, plus the masen form. Negative, present tense. Nomimasen. Okay? Nomimas is I will drink. Nomimasen is I will not drink. And next, we have the yomu. Yomu is to read. So, don't forget, yomu is to read. So, we have mu again. So, remove the u because it's a u verb. Remove the u and replace by I. So, it will become yomimas. Yomi plus the mas form. Yomimas, I read or I will read. And if not negative, it will become yomimasen. Yomi plus the masen form. Okay? Yomimasen. And we have hanasu. Hanasu is to talk. So again, remove the u and replace by I. But in sa, we don't have sa, si, but it'll become sa, shi. Right? Sashisu seso. Kaya siya naging shi because kailangan natin ang I syllable. So, it will become, so take note, hanashimasu to talk or I talk. I will talk. Hanashimasu. Hanashi plus the mas form. Hanashimasu. And if not, I will not talk. Of course, hanashi plus masen. Hanashi masen. Okay, hanashi masen. And we have kiku. Next with kiku is to hear or to listen. Kiku. Not iku, but kiku. Kiku. So remove again the U because it's a U verb and replace by I. It will become kiki. Kiki. And of course, if I listen, or it's a present tense affirmative, you will add the mas form. Kikimasu. And if I will not listen, or I not listen, we have the masen form. Of course, the negative form. Kikimasen. Kiki plus the masen form to become the verb present tense negative. And we have now iku, yung example kanina, iku is to go. So remove the U again. So this is the hiragana, right? So ikimasu, I will go or I go. And we have the ikimasen, I will not go. Ikimasen. And now we have the kairu, the special one. So don't forget the kairu even if ended sa ru verbs, diba? Kairu, ru verb siya. It's considered daw na U verb because it's a special verb. Kairu is to go home. I will go home. So ru, tanggalin ang U dito, will become I because considered nga siya as U verb daw. So, kairimasu. Kairu, it will become kairimasu. And if I will not go home or I will not return home, kairimasen. Kairimasen. Okay? Kairimasu and kairimasen. And that is our verb. So, alam ko, medyo mahirap and medyo information overload. But don't worry, daijoubu desu. It's okay. So, sa una talaga, medyo mahirap. But pag nasanay na kayo, I think, kayang-kaya nyo nang makaintindi if you are watching anime or kayang-kaya nyo nang magsalita and magbasa in Nihongo. So, wala namang madali sa una, right? And now, we have the two irregular verb. The suru, to do. And we have the kuru, to come. So, take note of these two irregular verb. Suru, the mas form will become shi plus the mas. I will do. Okay? Shimasu. And shimasen, I will not do, of course. Shi plus the masen form. Shimasen. Okay? Because su become shi. E-syllable. And of course, add the mas and the masen. And kuru, same as suru, will become the I ki. And of course, add the mas and the masen form. Kimasen, I will not come. And kimas is I will come. Kimas or I come. Kimas. And kimasen, of course, the negative form. Kimasen. And yung kanina nga, kairu, considered daw siya as U verb. I will go home. Kaya, you, remove mo yung you. Kairi, mas, and kairi, masen. kaerimasu, and kaerimasen. Not kae, but kai. Kaerimasen. Okay? Because ito yung hiragana niya, magkadikit sila, kaya naging kai. Kairu. Okay? Not kaeru. And the kanji is here. I will go home. And now we have practice for you to enable to understand more. So we have changed the following verbs into mas and masen form. First, we have the taberu. Taberu is a ru verb because ended with ru, right? So remove the ru and of course add the mas. It will become tabemas, to eat. And if I will not eat, it will become tabe plus the masen, of course. Tabemasen. I will not eat. Banggohan wa tabemasen. How about dinner? I will not eat. And if you're going to eat, hi, tabemas. Hi, tabemas. And we have to drink. No mu. It's a you verb. So remove the you and replace by I to drink. And add of course, the mas and masen. So can you try to answer Jobalin-san, number 1? Yes, nomimasu and nomimasen. I will drink and I will not drink. Okay? So how about number 2? Kiku is to listen. Kiku. Or to hear. Kiku. Remove the you and replace by I. And of course, add the mas and masen. How about Dayan-san? Can you try to answer?
Ikimasu and then kikimasen.
Yes, kikimasu and kikimasen. I listen or I will not listen. How about number 3, miru? Miru is a ru verb. So, let's remove the ru. Sorry, medyo lobat ang aking mouse. We have to remove the ru and add, of course, the mas and masen. So, can you try to answer, Sophie-san?
What?
Number 3, so remove the ru and add the mas. Hi, dozo.
Mimasu.
Yes, mimas and
Mimasung.
mimasen. Hi,
Mimas. Yes.
arigatou gozaimasu. So, miru is to watch. So if you are going to watch, you will say mimas. And if not, mimasen. So, we have now number 4, irregular verb. So, suru will become shi. Shimas, to do. And I will not do, it will become shimasen. Okay? Shimasen. And let's try number 5, Dayan-san. So, hanasu. So, su will become shi. Right, dozo?
Hanashimasu.
Yes.
Hanashimasen.
Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Hanashimasu and hanashimasen. So, number 6, iku. Remove the you and replace by I. And add the mas and the masen. So, iku is to go. Let's try. Sophie-san, can you try? Number 6, iku, and change the verbs into mas and masen form. So, remove the you. Ni-remove natin ang you. And iki, tas the mas.
Ikimasen.
Yes, ikimasu and ikimasen. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Ikimasu is I will go and ikimasen is I will not go. Okay? The negative form. And we have special kuru. magiging kimas. I will come and I will not come is kimasen. Okay? Kimasen. And how about number 8? Kairu, considered daw siya as you verb to go home. Hai, dozo, Jovalin-san. Hai, tadashi desu yo. Kaerimasu and kaerimasen. How about number 9? Neru. Remove the ru because it's a ru verb. Teru is to sleep. Hai, dozo, Dayan-san.
Ne,
Nemas.
nemas and then nemimasen.
Nemasen. Okay? Nemasen. Arigatou gozaimasu. So, pag ru verbs, tanggalin lang ang ru and add the mas and nemasen. How about number 10? Remove the you. It become yomi. And of course, add the mas and the masen. Because it's a you verb. Ended siya sa you. Hi, dozo, Sophie-san.
What's the number?
Number 10. Sorry.
Kurumasen.
Number 10. Yomi. This one. Sorry.
Yomi.
Yomi.
Yomimasen.
Yes, yomimasu and yomimasen, right? So, I read yomimasu and I will not read is yomimasen. And we have 11, okiru. Okiru is to get up, so it's the verb. Ito siya. Okiru. So, remove the ru and add the mas. Hi, dozo, Jobalin-san. Yes, okimasu and okimasen. I get up and I will not get up. Sorry. And number 12, we have benkyo, suru. So we have the suru, special. It will become shi plus the mas. Hi, dozo. Dayan-san, can you try to answer?
Benkyo shimasu and then benkyo shimasen.
Yes. So, benkyo shimasu, I study or I will study. And benkyo shimasen is I will not study. The negative form. Alright, we are done now with verbs in present tense, affirmative, and present tense, negative. The must and the mustn't form. Next, we have now the particle. So, napaka-crucial ng part na to. So, ginawan ko siya ng mas medyo may romaji and hiragana for you to understand. And of course, the pattern sentence or pattern word order para mas madali natin siya ma-understand. So, we have the o particles, but written by wo. This is the hiragana wo, but pronounced as o. So, we have the first particle o or wo. But paggamit siya sa particle, pronounce siya as o. So, wag malilito. O. So, ang mga particle na tinatawag is yung nag-mark dun sa subject or dun sa direct object. So, we have now the word order. So, for example, we have the I drink coffee. So, in English, we have the subject, verb, direct object, right? So, in subject, of course, the I. And if you are referring to yourself, you will use watashi. So, we have the subject I, the verb drink, to drink, right? And we have now the direct object. So, gamit ang O particle pag meron kang direct object plus the verb. So, wag malilito. So, we have the subject I. So, watashi. You are referring to yourself. Kaya, watashi wa. Of course, after the subject, we have the particle wa. Written in ha, but pronounced as wa. So, don't malilito. Don't be confused. So, wa, but written by wa, but pronounced as ha. Sorry. So, we have the direct object, coffee. Kung ano yung ininom mo, right? Kohiyo. And we have the particle o after the direct object. So, this will become kohiyo. And we have the verb nomimasu. Kohiyo nomimasu. So, we have the object or direct object plus the verb in mas form. The dictionary form of nomimasu is nomu. Right? Kaya siya naging nomimasu is because you verb siya. Nomu and nomimasu. Nomu and nomimasu. And now, we have the second. Sorry for a while. Palitan ko lang yung battery ng aking mouse. So, nomu, tanggalin ang u, it will become nomimasu and nomimasen. So, I drink coffee, watashi wa kohi o nomimasu. So, pagyari talaga ng subject, ang ating particle is wa because wa is marked the subject. While we have the direct object, the coffee, ang particle niya is o. So, wag malilito. So, if we have the direct object, ang kasunod nun ay o. And, of course, the verb in mas form. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-shortcut na nomu to become nomimas. Nomimas. Okay? Hi, let me zoom in. Hi. So, nomu, remove the u and replace by I. Kaya siya naging nomimasu. Okay? So, watashi wa kohi o nomimasu. I drink coffee. And we have I eat breakfast. So, we have the subject. We have the subject I. We have the verb eat. And we have the direct object breakfast. So, is to eat in Japanese is taberu, right? So, we have taberu, taberu. And the mass form of taberu is remove the ru and of course add the mas. It will become tabe mas. Taberu and tabe mas. Hello, let's have a break time for 3 minutes. Sorry, magpapalit lang ako ng battery ng mouse. Hi, Dozo. So okay na ba lahat? Nandiyan na ba? Hi. So, I was saying kanina, you have the nomimas. So, pag gagawa tayo ng Japanese sentence, kailangan talaga in mass form. So, we have I eat breakfast. We have the subject I, the verb eat, taberu. The dictionary form of tabemas is taberu. And we have the direct object, breakfast. Kung ano kinain mo, right? So, S-B-D-O. But, sa Japanese, medyo baliktad sila. Nauna ang subject, same as English. Pero nauna ang direct object and lagi huli ang kanilang verb. So, watashi wa, because subject, watashi wa, and we have the direct object, breakfast, asagohan o tabemasu. So, written in ha, but pronounced by wa. but written in wo, but pronounced by o. So don't forget the wa and the o. Okay? So we have the wa and o. I eat breakfast or I will eat breakfast because it's a present tense affirmative. And if not, tabemasen and nomimasen. So the dictionary form is nomu. Remove the u, it will become nomimasen or nomimas. Okay? And we have the tabemas, taberu, the dictionary form to eat. Remove the ru, it will become tabemas and tabemasen. Okay? So note, again, written by ha, but pronounced as wa pag siya ay particle. Written by wo, but pronounced as o. So, yan ang o and wa. So, tandaan, the word order, we have the subject wa, direct object, o plus verb. Or, I will say, I drink water, so watashi wa. The direct object is water, mizu. Mizu wo nomimasu. I drink water. Okay? Or I eat dinner. Watashi wa bangohan. Bangohan is dinner. O tabemasu. Okay? So we have direct object o plus tabemasu or plus the verb. Or I listen to music. What is our direct object? Watashi wa ongaku. Music is ongaku. And the verb for to listen is kiku, right? Ongaku wo. Kiku is a U verb, kaya naging kikimasu. If not, of course, kikimasen. Okay? And we have the particle for places. De. This is de in Romaji. In Hiragana, this is de. Indicates where the event takes place or where the action takes place. Now we have the word order. In English, subject, verb, direct object. And now we have the place. So, I will read books in the library. We have the subject, watashi. And we have the verb to read, yomu. And it will become yomimasu because it's a present tense affirmative. And tatandaan, in Japanese, laging nahuhuli ang verb in Japanese. So, we have yomimasu at the end of the Japanese sentence. And we have the direct object. Direct object is books, is hon. Books is hon. And we have now the place, library. And dito, sa English, nahuli ang library or at the library. So, in Japanese, we have the subject. Of course, kasunod ng subject is wa. Okay? So, lagi talaga ang kasunod ng subject is wa. We have the place. Kasunod niya is de na particle. So, we have the place de. We have the direct object. Direct object hon. And ang kasunod talaga ng particle na direct object is wo. And we have the verb, of course. So, watashi wa toshokan de hon o yomimasu. So, we have the verb yomu. Kaya siya naging yomimasu kasi you verb siya. So, again, don't forget the word order. We have the subject wa, place de, kung saan nangyari yung action, and of course, the direct object and the verb. So, pag meron kang direct object o and the verb, ang gamit sa place na particle is de. So, don't forget. If you have direct object and the verb, sa place ay de. Okay? So, I will watch TV at home. So, we have the subject I. To watch is miru. The verb miru is to watch. the dictionary form, and the mass form is mimas because it's a ru verb. Remove the ru and replace by mas. We have the TV, teribi, direct object, and we have home, the place, uchi. So, watashi wa uchi de teribi o mimasu. Okay? I will watch TV at home. Miru, it will become mimas. And the place particle is de. Kasi, meron ka ng direct object and mass. Di ba dito sa O, wala pa tayong particle na de because wala pa tayong place. But, if you want to add place na sinabi mo na dun ka kumain, you will, of course, add place and de before the direct object and the verb. Like this one, I eat breakfast at home. So, lagyan natin ng place dito. So, watashi wa uchi de, uchi is home, asagohan no tabemasu. And you already have the place kung saan ka kumain. Or watashi wa kohi o nomimasu. So, at the place, I drink coffee at the coffee shop. So, watashi wa kisaten de, kisaten is coffee shop. Kisaten de kohi o nomimasu. So, of course, the particle is de. After the place. Okay? So, don't forget the word order. So, if you use de, subject wa, place de, direct object, and of course, the verb. Okay? So, kaya ko ine-emphasize na yung de, gamit siya direct object and verb because we have ni this time. So, this is the third particle, ni. The goal toward which things move or for a goal of movement for destination. And we have time at which an event takes place. So, yung ni, gamit siya sa place, nagamit siya sa destination, and we have ni for time. So, goal of movement verbs or destination verb is iku and kairu. So, this verb, pag gamit mo siya, ang particle niya sa place ay ni or e. This is he, but pronounced as e. Okay? So, iku and kairu. So, don't forget these two verbs. Ikimas, the mas form, and ikamasen is the masen form, right? And we have the kairu, kairimas, to go home or return home. So, pag ito daw ang gamit mong verb, ang place na particle ay ni. So, we have the subject, wa, place, ni, and goal of movement verb or destination verb. Okay? So, I will go to coffee shop. So, we have the subject I, we have the verb will go, and we have the place now, coffee shop. Coffee shop in Japanese is kisaten. So, watashi wa, because subject. Watashi, and of course, the wa. Watashi wa, place, kisaten ni ikimasu. I will go to coffee shop. Or kisaten e ikimasu, but ni is usually siyang ginagamit. But sa mga drama, kisaten e ikimasu. Okay? Written by he, but pronounced as e. So, if you want to say, I will go to mall, watashi wa moro ni ikimasu. Moro is mall. Or depato, on department store, watashi wa depato ni ikimasu. I will go to department store. Or if sa school, watashi wa gakko ni ikimasu. I will go. And we have the kairu, to return or to go home. We have the subject, I. We have the verb to return. And we have the place, home. So sabi, subject wa, place ni, and verb of movement or verb for destination, goal of movement, kairimasu. Watashi wa uchi ni kairimasu. I will go home. So the subject wa, place ni, verb of movement, kairimasu, and ikimasu is ni ang kanyang particle, not de. Okay? So, kanina, meron tayong de pag may direct object and verb ka lang. Okay? Pero pag wala kang direct object and kairimasu saka ikimasu yung gamit mo, ni siya. So, don't forget that two verb or these two verbs. Okay? So, next, we have time. So, ginagamit din daw ang ni sa time. So, we have the subject, we have the wa, and time ni, direct object, and the verb. So, ngayon, yung time, meron ka ng oras kung kailan mo ginawa ang action. Okay? So, we have watashi wa. Shichiji is 7. So, I eat breakfast at 7. We have the subject I. We have the verb eat. And we have the direct object, breakfast. And of course, the time 7. So, watashi wa shichiji ni asagohan wo tabemasu. I eat breakfast at 7 o'clock. So, this is the word order. Subject, watashi. And of course, again, after the subject, we have the particle wa. And we have the time, shichiji. And of course, after the time, we have the particle ni. Shichiji ni. And direct object, asagohan wo or o tabemasu. Taberu is to eat. And it will become tabemasu. Okay? So don't worry, I will send tong summary na particles for you to enable to review. And we have the subject. So second, pangalawa sa ni. Subject wa, we have the time pa rin na ni ang gamit. But of course, pwede siyang gamitin pag may place and de, direct object, and the verb. Yung kaninang place, de, direct object, and the verb. So, I will eat breakfast at home. So, we have the subject I. We have the verb to eat. Diba? And we have the breakfast, asagohan, direct object, and we have now place and the time. Home is uchi, 7 o'clock is shichiji. So, watashi wa shichiji ni uchi de asagohan o tabemasu. So, we have the verb at the end of Japanese sentence. So, I will eat breakfast at home at 7 o'clock. So, watashi wa, next time na, shichiji ni, and place kung saan, home, uchi de, asagohan o tabemasu. Okay? So, pwede din daw lagyan ng time pag meron kang direct object, of course, saka verb. And we have number 3. Of course, pwede mo din lagyan ng time if you have the place, ni, and the verb of movement for destination, the iku and kairu, right? So, ang word order niya, subject wa, time ni, place ni, verb of movement na destination, ikimasu and kairimasu. So, let's say I will go to cafe at 8 o'clock. 8 is hachiji. So, we have the subject and we have the verb go, iku, to go. We have the place now, cafe, kisaten, and we have the time, hachiji. So, watashi wa. So, we have the subject. Watashi wa, I will. Hachiji ni at 8 because time. Kisa 10, this is the place. And of course, ni ang gamit natin after the place pag ang verb mo ay to go. Ikimasu. Watashi wa hachiji ni kisa 10 ni ikimasu. Okay? And we have the kairimasu. I will return home at 8 o'clock. So, same. We have the subject, I. We have the verb kairu, kairimasu. We have the home, place. And we have the time, 8 o'clock. So, watashi wa, not yoji, but hachiji. Sorry, nabali ako. Hachiji ni, uchi ni, kairimasu. So, I will go home at 8 o'clock. Okay? Subject wa, time ni, place ni, and verb of movement na iku, tsaka kairu. So, note, next, you do not use ni particle with present and regular interval movement in the time like tomorrow. Tomorrow in Japanese is asha. So, bukas pa siya, kaya siya present movement, hindi mo siya kailangan ng ni particle. Every day is my ban. Regular interval, lagi. Right? And we have every morning, my asa. My asa. And we have the every night. Every night is my ban. So, sa bangayan daw, hindi mo kailangan ng particle na ni. So, pag may ganyan ka, subject wa, time, place, direct object plus verb. So, let's try. So, watashi wa. So, let's try tomorrow. I will go to cafe or I will eat breakfast at home tomorrow. So, watashi wa. So, kasunod na agad ang time. Ashita, tomorrow. And wala siyang kasunod na particle because it's a present movement. Ashita, place. Uchi de. So, we have the home. And of course, kasunod ng place is de because meron tayong direct object na asagohan, breakfast. I will eat breakfast at home tomorrow. Asagohan o written by wo but pronounced as o. Tabemasu. So, wala siyang particle na ni. Or, pag meron kang direct object and the verb, watashi wa ashita, burahin mo tong uchi, yung place, asagohan no tabemasu. Or, watashi wa ashita, kisaten ni ikimasu. Watashi wa ashita, kasunod niya na agad ang place, kisaten ni ikimasu. I will go to a coffee shop tomorrow. So, pag present and in regular interval, wala na daw tayong ni. Okay? So, this word order are the summary. So, medyo madami siya, but pakita ko sa inyo the simplest form. So, next we have, so this is the more simplified form of the word order. So, we have the topic wa, time ni, place de, direct object, and the verb. Okay, so let me show you. I will study Japanese in the library today. Today is a present movement, kaya wala siyang particle na ni. So, watashi wa kyo toshokan de. We have the place toshokan, library, kaya de. Nihongo, direct object. O, and the particle, benkyo shimasu. Kung ganun lang siya kadali. So, kanina, pinakita ko lang yung all sides na pwede nyo siya paggamitan. Okay? So, if you add I will study Japanese in the library at 4. Of course, we have yoji here. Tanggalin ang kyo sa time. Palitan ng 4 o'clock. Yoji. Watashi wa yoji ni because hindi siya present movement like ashita. If time, lagi siyang yoji ni tosho kande nihongo benkyou shimasu. So, sa time like o'clock, lagi siyang may ni. Okay? Or sa mga days like doyobi, Saturday, or Sunday, nichiyobi, lagi siyang may ni. And pag, kunwari, September, kugatsu, sa mga months, may ni din siya. Wala lang siyang ni pag kyo, ashita, or regular interval. May ban, may asa. Every day, every night, and every morning. Okay? Wala siyang ni. So, next we have, okay. So, let's try to answer this. So, look at the pictures below and make sentence using the cues. Add the appropriate verbs to the following direct object. So, let's try the example number 1. So, we have the topic, Mary-san, right? Mary-san. And of course, after Mary-san, the particle wa. Mary-san wa. And of course, we have the time, niji ni. And of course, ni ang kasunod nito. Niji ni. And we have the library, the place, toshokan de. Toshokan, this is our place. De. Sashi, this is sashi, is magazine. O yomimasu. Because the verb to read is yomu, it become yomimasu. So let's try number 1. Ongaku is music. So may I ask what is the verb for to listen to music? Ongaku wo or ongaku wo? Jovelin-san, to listen. Kiku will become yes, kikimasu. How about what is 4:30? Yoji-han, right? Yoji plus half is han. Yoji-han, of course, kasunod niya ang particle na ni because meron tayong time. And what is home? Uchi. Right? And ano ang kasunod niyang particle? Of course, de. Hi, dozo, can you make a sentence out of this sample? Dozo. Mary-san wa? Jovelin-san? Time? Mary-san wa? Yoji-han, sorry. Uchi de, the place. Kikimasu. はい、どうぞ、大丈夫です。聞きます。読みます is to read, but 聞きます is to listen to music. 音楽を聞きます。はい、どうぞ、もう一度ください。Please try to repeat. Yes? Yes. So, this is the word order. Una, topic muna, si Mary-san. Of course, kasunod ni Mary-san ay yung wa. And we have the time, right? Kasunod ng wa is time. And we have the place kung saan nangyari. And we have the direct object and the verb. Ongaku is our direct object. And our verb is to listen. So, number 2, our direct object is tennis. Tennisu become our direct object. And to do tennis, direct object wo or o, shimasu. Tennis wo shimasu. Suru, tennis o suru, will become tennis o shimasu. So we have time. Doyobi. Saturday is doyobi. Doyobi. Yobi. And of course, kasunod ng time is yung ni. Right? So we have the place, gakko. School is gakko. And kasunod ng place is de. Okay? We have the de. So we have the topic, Mary-san. Can you try to answer Sophie-san? You want to try? So this is the word order. Hi, Dozo. Topic.
Topic wa time ni place de dowobi.
Hi. So Mary-san wa? Right? So make a sentence out of this example. So our subject here is Mary-san or our topic. So you will say Mary-san wa doyobi ni gakko de tennis o shimasu. Hi, Dozo. Can you try it? Sophie-san?
What?
You will make a sentence out of the picture and you will follow the word order. Mary-san wa?
Mary-san wa
And we have the time Saturday, doyobi.
doyobi.
And of course, after doyobi, we have the particle ni, doyobi ni.
Doyobi ni
And of course, we have the place. School is gakko. Gakko. Yes. And after the school, we have the particle de. Gakko de.
gakko de.
And our direct object, tennis. Tennisu
Tennisu.
o
Tennisu o
shimasu. Hi. So, can you try to read again? Dozo. Sophie-san.
Mary-san wa
Doyobi
doyobi
ni.
gokuyu de tennisu o shimasu.
Hi, tadashi desu yo. So, Mary-san is going to play tennis at the school at or on Saturday. So, Mary-san wa doyobi ni gakko de tennisu o shimasu. So, follow nyo lang ang word order, right? Nasa left side. So, you will enable to make a sentence. So, we have again the topic, si Mary-san, and we have the hamburger. So, what is the verb with for hamburger to eat? Of course, taberu, right? So, we have the direct object, hamburger. Kasunod niya is o or wo, right? And we have the taberu will become tabemas. So, meron ka ng end ng sentence. Your direct object, wo plus the verb. Ito na yon, yung hamburger o tabemas. And we have the topic. So, si Mary-san nga. So, Mary-san wa. And we have the time, goji. The time, goji. Of course, kasunod ng time is ni. So, meron na tayong time. Goji ni. And we have the place. Makdo in Japan is makudo, narudo. Makudo, narudo. Or simply as maku. Makudo, narudo, de. De ang gamit natin sa phrase kasi meron tayong direct object and the verb. Hi, Dozo, can you try Dayan-san? Follow the word order for you to make a sentence. Hi, Dozo.
Mary-san wa makudo narudo de. Ay, no.
Hi, Dozo. Time muna.
Mary-san wa 5時にマクドナルドでハンバーガーを食べます。
Hi, tadashi desu yo. So, Mary-san wa, we have the time, 5時にマクドナルドでハンバーガーを食べます。So, Mary-san will eat burger at the McDo at 5 o'clock. So, we have the topic, the time, the place, of course, the direct object, and the verb. Okay? So, laging nahuhuli ang verb in Japanese sentence. So, let's try kohi. So, this is the direct object. So, what is the verb for to drink? Kohi o nomu will become nomimasu. So, meron ka ng direct object and verb. Meron ka ng last sentence. And 3 o'clock is san, ji, and of course, ni ang particle nito. Because time plus ni. And we have coffee shop, my favorite, Kisaten. Kisaten. Kisaten is coffee shop, the place. Kaya, ang kasunod nito, Kisaten, of course, the de. Kasi meron kang direct object and place. So, can you try to answer, Jobalin-san, dozo? Mary-san wa. Hi, batsuri desu yo. It's perfect. So now, medyo malinaw na, right? Siyempre, sa una, malabo talaga kasi halo-halo sa isip natin, right? But I think narinig nyo na, tas when you are going to review at home, you will enable to understand more. Kasi, di ba, sa 2 hours, medyo magulo pa, but we will have a review in next lesson, okay? So, daijoubu desu yo. Don't worry. So, mahirap talaga mag-aral ng ibang language for the first time. So, don't worry. So, we have teribi. Teribi yo. To watch TV, miru will become mimasu. I watch TV or I will watch TV. And we have the tonight, present, movement. So, we don't need to put ni. So, tonight is konban. I will watch TV at home tonight. So, we have the home, uchi, of course, de. So, let's try to answer. Sophie-san, we have the topic Mary. Mary-san wa, dozo. Konban. Hi, dozo. Sophie-san. Okay. So, sorry, hindi ko kasi sa Google Meet, hindi ko nakikita if nagchat-chat kayo. Pag tinanggal ko lang yung share screen. Hi, arigato gozaimasu for the information. So, Mary-san, we have the topic. Mary-san wa konban uchi de teribi o mimasu. Mary will watch TV at home tonight. Teribi o mimasu. So, di natin siya nilagyan ng particle sa konban because it's a present movement. Okay? So, yun ang pinagkaiba ng time na 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock sa tonight and my ban every day and every night. So, Mary-san wa konban uchi de terebi o mimasu. Okay? So, we have the college every day. Nihongo o hanasu. To talk, right? Hanasu. It will become hanashimasu. So, college is daigaku. Hanashimasu. Nihongo o hanashimasu. I will speak Nihongo every day at the college or at the university. So, watashi wa or Mary-san wa. We have the subject, Mary-san wa. Daigaku de or every day, mainichi, the time, mainichi. So, wala siyang ni because regular interval siya. Daigaku de, of course, the place. Daigaku de Nihongo o hanashimasu. We have the direct object and the verb. Okay, so we are done now with the verb with word order. So next week, we will continue our lesson. So, watashi wa 8時に晩ご飯を食べます. So, watashi wa. So, now, pwede na nating sabihin ang ating mga action. So, watashi wa 8時にうちでI will eat dinner. 晩ご飯 Yes, at 8 o'clock, I will eat dinner at my house. O, tabemasu. How about Jobalin-san? Tabemasu ka? 晩ご飯 tabemasu. So, if you, はい、どうぞ。私は at what time? 8時にうちで晩ご飯を食べます。はい、食べましょう。食べましょう is let's eat. So, if you remove the mas and replace by ましょう, so let's eat. Okay, so after that, I will 私は9時にお家で映画を見ます。映画 is movie, right? So, after I eat, I will watch movie. 映画を見ます。はい、ありがとうございます。This is the end of our lesson 3 today. But we will continue because meron pa siyang naiwan na topic. So, 4 topics pa to, I think. Okay? So, and the kanji, of course. So, arigatou gozaimasu and otsukare sama deshita. So, arigatou gozaimasu is thank you. And otsukare sama deshita is thank you for your hard work. So, can you try to say otsukare sama deshita and arigatou gozaimasu? Dayan-san?
ありがとうございます。お疲れ様でした。
How about Jobalin-san? Hi, okay na. Perfect. How about Sophie? Still hindi pa rin gumagana yung mic?
Arigatou gozaimasu. Otsukare sama
Deshita. Otsukare sama deshita. So, please try to pronounce it at your home for you to enable na ma-pronounce siya ng buo or walang bakit. So, arigatou gozaimasu and otsukare sama desha. So, thank you for today and thank you for your hard work. So, if you have any questions, please message me on Facebook and let's try to answer the workbook, Lesson 1 and Lesson 2 para nakikita natin ang improvement nyo or yung mga hindi nyo pa alam. So, ngayon, pahinga muna because medyo, 'di ba, information overload ang lesson 3 because of the verb. So